Right, so at this point, I feel like it's fair to say that I don't think the Illuminati situation is ever gonna end. I'm pretty sure after like my third or fourth video talking about this situation, I actually ended it by saying, this will probably be my last video talking about Blair, I can't see anything else happening. Well, it's been about 20 videos since then. And even since my last video, I was pretty sure that we were coming towards the end because this lawsuit's going on, right? There's the motion to dismiss and whatnot. So it should surely be over soon. But this was until I saw a tweet from OzMedia just a couple of days ago talking about some type of like leaked document that came to his attention where Blair has made some very serious claims. So what we're going to do today is go through the tweet, see what's been said and see what our thoughts are. But before we get into that, if you haven't already subscribed, we are trying to reach 500,000 subscribers on this channel and we're getting very close. So if you feel like you want to, that would be bloody lovely. So I'm only just now finding out about this, and I'm probably making a massive mistake by tweeting this. Apparently, behind the scenes, in a failed attempt at a restraining order back in June of last year, Blair is flat out lying and claiming I used to hit Casper. This is in a court-filed document. Casper being Blair's dog, by the way. So a few things to bear in mind here, right? This is a document that was filed in June of last year. This is an attempt at a restraining order, but this accusation in particular has not been mentioned in any of the lawsuits. Now, the whole document is out there, and we're not going to focus on the whole document. I mainly want to stick with this situation in particular, but if you want me to go and have a look at the full document when I'm back home, I get back to England tomorrow. So if you want me to do that in a separate video, please let me know in the comments. Thankfully, to my understanding, because I'm only just now finding out about this due to someone outside of both legal parties leaking these documents, this is outside of the main lawsuit. So I can quickly squash this publicly, unlike the other claims she has made against me in the legal system, which I'm forced to wait on. Yeah, it is actually still mental that we're talking about this legal situation that's going on with the lawsuits and whatnot, because clearly when we've been looking at Blair's lawsuit, it has no facts in it, it's based on absolutely nothing and just baseless claims over and over again. But she has had every chance from the court to try and come up with a good complaint, and it just hasn't happened, so the fact that it's still going on is mind-blowing. But of course, that type of stuff that's in the lawsuit, OzMedia can't just go to Twitter and start debunking stuff, because obviously there's an actual legal procedure, whereas this he can talk about. Just food for thought, if I, God forbid, hurt Casper, why would Blair be in tears at the end of her original video stating she would miss our friendship and specifically how much of a best friend I was to Casper? And this is something that was in Blair's original video. This is in the Illuminati exposed video where she kind of first addressed everything and made it worse. But this is actually what she had to say about OzMedia towards the end of the video.
Your support and your friendship meant more to me than I think you'll probably ever know. I'm gonna miss all the fun things we used to do, eating way too much cheese at the melting pot. I'll miss you teaching me how to play Command and Conquer and playing it, and how you've always obviously been Casper's BFF, and you know how Casper is not afraid of Oswaldo.
Yeah, so she did actually say in the original video that OzMedia is Casper's best friend, which I don't think is something that she would mention if this situation did happen, right? These accusations. In fact, she actually says a lot of stuff about OzMedia in this section of the video that goes completely against everything that she's mentioned in the lawsuit. But this situation specifically, she says that OzMedia was Casper's BFF, but then she comes out with this accusation saying that Oz used to hit Casper. It seems a bit weird. And when you bear in mind that Blair is a proven liar at this point, like there is so much evidence to prove that she has lied, it does make it really hard to believe anything she says here, especially with how she's done it. Also, if this was a fact, why is this entirely missing from her current lawsuit? Either Blair is lying here about my abuse towards Casper, or Blair is for some reason, both in her lawsuit and in her video, hiding information and only using it when convenient for her, like a failed restraining order. I've had to publicly bite my tongue on so many of these claims she's made in the legal system, but I can only take so much. Yeah, so here's part of the document right here that says a bunch of quotes, and then at the end says, would physically assault petitioner's dog during disputes with petitioner. Now, of course, like I mentioned before, this is a document from June of last year and doesn't seem to have been mentioned before or after that. Now, obviously, we can't say for 100% fact if this is true or a lie or whatnot, because we weren't there, but I mean, she really isn't helping herself by just mentioning it here, never mentioning it again. Also in an original video, talking about how much of a best friend OzMedia was to Casper, like, this stuff just doesn't make sense. And judging by the replies to this tweet, it seems like no one really believes this. Let me put this in perspective. She had zero intention on winning this case. If she had, she'd prevent evidence of any kind. All she has done is state horrific and personal things about all the parties, most of which is irrelevant to her claims of defamation, which I mean is definitely true. She knows these things will go public with the full intent of the internet seeing it all, potentially damaging your reputations for future employment or other professional relationships. Defamation as one might call it, I know, the irony. Blair is making sure the ship goes down with her, and she's the one who breached the hull in the first place. At this point, and I assume everything she says of others is projection. Allegedly, of course. Yeah, I mean, that is an interesting take, right? So he's basically saying here that Illuminaughtii is making this lawsuit known for a fine fact that people are looking for it, right? There's YouTubers talking about it. And she just want to put as many shocking allegations in it as possible so it becomes public knowledge. We've even got more tweets from people who are just disgusted at Blair, it seems, that are saying, how is the bar getting lower than hell at this point? Like, at this point, she's going to be hitting the core and coming out of the other side of the planet if Blair sets the bar any lower. The new levels of law she's going to is disgusting. She's trying to find anything to try to get someone down. Absolutely deplorable behaviour. At this point, she's throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. The truth of the matter is that she never valued anyone in this situation as a friend, and her initial video was just fishing for sympathy. Yes, I think it's fair to say that most people aren't believing what Blair is saying here, but some people do seem to believe it, and some people are using this information as a way to kind of get to OzMedia in many different comment sections. Because OzMedia also tweeted after the original tweet saying, there's a guy I banned from my comment section because he kept spam commenting under people's comments that I beat dogs. So now, after that ban, he's going around to other comment sections of other creators and doing the exact same thing or accusing me of hiding the truth, saying I can't take negative criticism, rinse and repeat. The man also bots likes and has like 20 alt accounts. It's really damn goofy. If he keeps it up, I'm going to make a list of all his alt accounts I know of just for public record. He's been doing this for almost 4 months. Making up lies about me and my personal life, or sex life in some weird instances, is one thing, but spam commenting I abuse animals, nah. And OzMedia also does go on to clarify that this is definitely not Blair, just firmly stating this. So it does seem like some people are believing these claims, or I don't know if he is believing it, or he's just using it as a way to try and get at OzMedia for whatever reason. But you can see the effect that these claims do have, which does make you think about that original comment that we did read, saying that maybe she's just throwing this stuff out there, knowing that it will be made public and people could run with it. It's hard to really understand what Blair's thought process is throughout any of this, because it hasn't really made sense from the beginning. And you've got to bear in mind, we are God knows how many videos deep into this situation at this point, and it all actually started because Blair couldn't take the fact that someone used a similar editing style to her that wasn't her original style in the first place. Like, that is how we got here. It was so petty to begin with, and it just became more and more serious as it went on. And it's actually got to the point now that if we do look at Blair's channel, it seems like she's not uploading, because she hasn't uploaded in a month, and she was uploading pretty consistently before that. Now, she obviously did talk about in her lawsuit how her revenue has dropped like significantly. I believe it dropped like 90% or something like that. So what I imagine has happened here, and this is genuinely just a guess, I'm just assuming at this point, but because of the type of videos that Blair does, she could do this under any channel, really, right? All she would have to do is maybe use a voice changer or hire someone else to speak over them, and she could do the exact same videos in the exact same way, same editing and everything else. And maybe she can start a new channel that doesn't have the bad reputation that Illuminaughtii does at this point. Obviously, I am just guessing here. There were some rumors of her maybe creating a new channel a while ago. I'm not sure if she ever did that, but it seems like it could be a possibility. And to be honest, if she did do that, it'd probably be the smartest thing that she did throughout this whole situation, because she really has ruined her reputation on this channel by just carrying on this situation way further than it had to go. Like, if she just kind of stopped with the whole plagiarism thing, and then when some like original accusations were coming out and she just owned up to it, I think at this point people would have kind of moved on. But she only has herself to blame for carrying this on for so long. She's literally in a lawsuit. She filed lawsuits against multiple people, one of which was just because someone tweeted something. Obviously, I'm talking about the Felix the Kit Kat situation, where he tweeted out a little conversation I had with Blair, and somehow he ended up in a lawsuit. Like, it makes zero sense. So yeah, would this Illuminaughtii channel ever get back to a point where the reputation is good? Probably not, or at least it would take a long time. So I really wouldn't be shocked if maybe she has made a new channel with a different voice. Maybe she's just using the same voice and hoping that people don't notice. I'm not sure, but it would probably be quite a smart thing to do in this scenario. But yeah, either way, I am going to leave the video there. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to be back home in England tomorrow. So I'm going to be back to making videos there straight away. And if you do want me to do a more in-depth video on this document that we originally referenced in this video, please let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, goodbye.